The Backdoor Roth IRA. Is it worth it? Hi, this is financial planner Sean Mullaney. Let's discuss. So I've seen this out there. People say, you know what, that Backdoor Roth IRA isn't all that worth it. You could just invest in a taxable brokerage account and you could save for retirement that way. Why do you need to go to these machinations? I mean, maybe there's some benefit, but who really cares? Well, I tend to disagree with that take as long as there's enough years on the table. So here's the thing, let's say you're going to retire in a year or two and you've never done the Backdoor Roth IRA and you have some old traditional retirement accounts, traditional IRAs sitting around, and you're thinking, hey, I'm going to make a high income next couple of years, then I'm going to retire. Should I do the Backdoor Roth? That person, look, I'm not giving you individual advice in this video, but generally speaking, for a person like that, I sort of think, I wouldn't bother with the Backdoor Roth. I certainly wouldn't bother with additional planning that would be needed to set the Backdoor Roth to do it efficiently. Okay, so that's one case. But say you're in your early 40s and you're working for another 10 or 15 years, and you believe in each one of those 10 or 15 years, you're going to be above the modified adjusted gross income limit to make an annual contribution to a Roth IRA. Should you do the Backdoor Roth? I generally say yes. Again, not giving you individualized advice, but I really like the Backdoor Roth for somebody like that who could make those contributions for 10 years, for 15 years. Why do I say that? Well, in 10 or 15 years, a contribution of $7,000 or $8,000 a year that's going to increase over time, that should be worth well into six figures, right? So you're talking about wealth that could be over six figures that is now tax sheltered, right? Look, tax rates today for investment incomes are actually relatively low, but there's no 100% guarantee. And even if they're low, they're still out there, right? There's some tax that's due. There's some state tax if you live in the wrong state. I'm in California, so I'm particularly sensitive to that issue. It's a really good thing to have over six figures growing income tax-free for the rest of your life and not creating uncontrolled income that shows up on your tax return when you're working or when you're retired, right? I think that's a really good thing. That's a big advantage of the Backdoor Roth IRA as a long-term play. Here's another point, creditor protection, right? This varies a little bit from state to state, but you got great bankruptcy protection on the federal side. You've got states that generally offer Roth IRAs some degree of protection. That's not a 100% true statement. It varies from state to state. Some states are great with that. But I think, look, if we're going to build up an asset that has six figures of value and is growing tax-free and has at least some degree of creditor protection, I think that's a better outcome than having that asset in a taxable brokerage account. Another thing to consider is the next generation, right? You can leave a Roth IRA to a spouse. It becomes their Roth IRA. It can grow tax and penalty free and facilitate tax and penalty free distributions in their retirement. It can go to the next generation. Generally speaking, they're going to have 10 years of tax-free growth, but it's still 10 years of tax-free growth and then the step-up basis at the end of that 10 years. So, look, the Backdoor Roth IRA is not the greatest thing since sliced bread, but boy, it's a pretty powerful tool if we're going to deploy it with 10 years, 15 years, or more of annual contributions to our Backdoor Roth IRA. It can have very significant tax advantages, significant creditor protection advantage, and, oh, by the way, it achieves what investing in a taxable brokerage account achieves because it gets us the money that we need for our financial future. So it's doing that just like a taxable brokerage, and then it has these additional advantages compared to a taxable brokerage. And lastly, you're building up Roth basis when you do that. You're generally able to access the Backdoor Roth IRA contributions. And if your income is high enough, you shouldn't be needing to access them anyway. So yes, the taxable brokerage account has this little mini advantage that's just a little bit more accessible than, say, a Backdoor Roth because the earnings are trapped till 59.5 and 5. But if you're doing well enough that you can't make an annual Roth contribution, you shouldn't need access to that money now. That money should be baking for long-term tax-free growth with some nice creditor protection to go with it. What do you think about the Backdoor Roth? Do you think it's fantastic, or you think, a big deal about not too much? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.